Hello viewers, welcome to another live session brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals. I am Dane Parker from the Central Region, and with me today is Ron Lewis from the Northeast Region. Today the topic of conversation is Banba Irish potato. Of course, feel free to like, comment and subscribe to our pages, and of course look out for the 2024 calendar. It's going to be a year to remember. Of course, welcome to this session and Happy New Year. This is our first session for the year, and let's get into the matter. So Rowan, we'll be talking about Banba Irish potato. The conversation, of course, is of some of the strategies and the approaches, but break down for our farmers and viewers, what are some of the tips that are needed for a successful crop?
All right, so today, we just want to highlight our farmers and some successful tips, that they can use to effectively grow potatoes. So, we'll touch based on effective pest and disease management strategy, effective granular fertilizer program, effective foliar nutrition program, and last but not least, excellent seed material, which is Banba.
And of course, these are the tenets upon which the discourse will take place. Bear in mind now that for you to have a successful crop in anything, then what you actually need is to be on top of all of these four principles that Rowan just shared now. Now, the strategy, of course, is long-term. Not medium, not short. It focuses on a preventative approach and a reduction in whatever stress and environmental conditions that would cause the crop not to perform. In addition to that, you're building the plant's resilience. What does that mean? You're strengthening the plant's defense mechanism, so should there be an outbreak or an issue, the plant can withstand the conditions. And lastly, we're putting an adjuvant and wetting agent into that tank mix, and the purpose of that, of course, is to constantly to put and to allow for the chemistries or the products to remain on the surface for the extended period of time. Now, Ron, we talk about the first measure being at an effective pest management. Break that down for the viewers at this time.
All right, so in terms of pest management, we have several fungicides that can be used to have a effective disease management program. We're talking about fungicide like carbendazim. Now, carbendazim is a systemic fungicide. We're talking about acrobat. Acrobat is a systemic and contact, so it has two active ingredients. So it's a systemic and contact. Then we're talking about our sulcox, which is a contact fungicide, and let me stress this point here. It's also a bactericide. Remember now, not every fungicide is a bactericide, but the sulcox is a fungicide and a bactericide.
Wonderful stuff. Now, farmers do remember that we would have covered in a previous live or session the different diseases and so on, and so I refer you to our YouTube platform where you can see some of the disease profiles and of course be educated on that. So Topsin is the other product in the arsenal here at Caribbean Chemicals. It's systemic in nature and provides for early and late blight protection. Bellis, on the other hand, is double systemic, and again too, it's giving you that control where blight is concerned, because that's going to be your major disease that you're going to need to be fighting. Now, Rowan mentioned building the plant's resilience and capacity, and so in that mixture you can always add your Saita. It's both fungistatic, meaning that it assists with the mobilization of the products you're putting on, while at the same time it's a nutritional product. And more you'll hear about Saita as the program goes by.
So Zampro is also a systemic fungicide. Zampro is very effective against funguses like Phytophthora. So this is one of the key things that we have can fight Phytophthora with our arsenal. And we have our mancozeb, which is well-known fungicide. Every potato farmer,
yes indeed,
the baby and the breast know
yes indeed,
mancozeb, you understand? So that's a contact fungicide. And then we have our green stem, which is a natural plant biostimulant. What this will do, as we talk about stress, the plants will go on abiotic and biotic stress, environmental stress, insect stress, you understand? So, using green stem actually reduces the stress load on our plants.
And of course, farmers, feel free to cocktail your mancozeb with your carbendazim or your Topsin or Zampro to give you that protectant, antisporulant, and again to that broad spectrum coverage here and now. Again, now we mentioned disease prevention. Let's look at your pest management strategy. Now, mites will be a phenomenon in your Irish potato. You'll see it. So we plan for it and we expect it to run. And so what we do, we have at Caribbean Chemicals have developed a mite strategy. And it simply involves the use of Cure as a translaminar insecticide along with Nizaron. And that combination gives you effective long-time and long-range control over mites. Now, when it comes on to whitefly run, what are some of the products that the farmer should be using?
We have two key products here that can be used to fight a whitefly. Not just whitefly alone, but other soft body insects. We're talking about whitefly, talking about thrips. Once there's a whitefly outbreak, you will find
other soft body insects, yes, man. So your aphids and your leaf miner.
Right.
Yes, I see.
So we have caprid here, which is a double systemic. One of the beauty about caprid. Caprid is an insecticide that has what we call an ovicidal effect. When it's an ovicidal effect, it will actually, it is killing the adults, but in terms of the eggs, it is preventing the eggs from hatching, so they won't move from one instar to an next instar.
Excellent.
So it's a critical control tool to prevent,
the continuation of the species. Excellent stuff
we
here.
also have Protect, which is one of our newest insecticides also on the market, which is also a systemic insecticide, whitefly and all soft body insects.
The repeated planting of potato and other tubers like your sweet potato along with carrots, you'll find that you build up grubs in your soil. And so the strategy here and now is to utilize your diazinon or your danitol. They are soil acting and they give you the benefit of controlling in soil, and during crop you can spray your danitol to effectively control these insect pests that you're there. So again, at Caribbean Chemicals, we consider all variables run, and we are putting the chemistries out there to serve your growing needs. Now, a point of interest here, I must pause to say, and this slide, this slide to come, was inserted intentionally, and because of this, we want to pause here to say to our farmers and our growers, our enthusiasts, safety first. Ron, we can't emphasize, wearing that protective gear, because again, from my mother's mother, the ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And so wear that protective equipment, not just during application, but while you're handling and mixing the product, because you never tell when the accident can occur.
That is so true. And it is also crucial to read your labels thoroughly and follow instruction. We have instruction on the label that instruct you how to mix the chemical, the proper dose rate, and what we call our PHI, and that is very, very important, our PHI and our re-entry time. When we talk about re-entry time, that is the time that you need to stay away from the field, or you can re-enter the field after making this chemical application. We talk about PHI, that is post-harvesting interval, and all this information are on the label, so this will tell you how long after you can reap a crop after you make a chemical application.
Wow, so on that bottle, it's color coded, it is a caution statement, and the protective gear is also listed on it. Observe those bottles keenly. Now, once you're through with those empty containers, don't just dispose of them any and anywhere. We recommend that you triple rinse, meaning wash it out a minimum of 3 times to get out all of the residue that is inside, and then you dispose of them as instructed. Again, too, put them in a bag, and then when you're ready, you can move them to those disposal sites and areas.
It is also important, that we do not use chemical near our water sources. I mean, you don't want to have a stream adjacent to a farm.
Yes.
Then, when you finish use that spray pan or that drum, you go by that very same stream. And rinse out that spray pan and rinse out that drum, because what will happen, you'll be contaminating that stream. Maybe someone down the road there catching water for domestic purpose, you understand, are using that water for farm animals. So it is very important to keep away chemical from our water sources.
And we've seen in recent times those spillage and the incidences, the downstream effect that they do have. So let's avoid them at all costs. Now, once you're getting winds blowing and you've planned to do the application and the wind picks up, the idea here and now is do not apply, because what you'll be doing, you'll be causing drift to occur, right? You'll be also allowing that product to be on you. So sometimes you're walking very much into the product you're applying because the wind is blowing it back to you. Now, in a scenario like that where you have light wind, then your back should be to the wind, so the product blows away from you. The recommendation also is to do the application in the evening hours where it's much cooler, less windy, and easier to apply. Right? So you bear those things in mind as one picks up on the other one.
Right. It is also important that we wash our protective gears.
Most definitely.
Wash our protective gears. I mean, sometimes we at the farm, the guy sprayed today.
Yes.
And the very same clothes that he sprayed in, you will wear it for next 2 or 3 days and not washing it. So it is very important, that you wash your protective gears. And even if you're going to carry it home, you should not wash it in that same container where you're going to use a washing machine. You're going to use a tub. Do not wash it with your
Indeed. And so again, to take a shower after you've done. And at Caribbean Chemicals, we intentionally, of course, would have allowed for you to have this excellent protective gear kit. You can, of course, you'll see more on our social media pages. But here and now, you get a head cap, you get that head cover inside here, a disposable respirator, You're getting long sleeve shirt, and of course, the shirts are not water penetrable, so they have a coating inside that doesn't allow for soaking or movement of water into the fabric. There's an apron in it, you get a gloves, and of course a pants with that is rubberized material. So the kit is there for you. It's one suit, everything is in that packet, Rowan. You can always just make your purchase and move on. Now on that side, now we'll move on to the next most important factor in your production, and that of course is your fertilizer program. What to do, how to do, and again, Rowan, pick up on the Abudan line, please.
All right, so you know what, Caribbean Chemical, we have 2 lines of fertilizer. So I know let's touch on Abudan briefly. So some of the benefits of using our Abudan fertilizer is a high nutrient content. You know, it is blend for every crop at different stages, and it is suitable for most crop and also soil type.
Indeed, and so the Elixir line of fertilizer now is a high concentration nutrient value product. It comes with not just NPK, but you're also getting your micros, and these micronutrients are critical. For example, like in your 624-12, zinc is not just there because zinc is a precursor to auxin production in the plant, and auxin is directly responsible for root development. So guess what? That element is critical at that early stage. We talk about sulfur for greening and so on. So the micronutrients and macronutrients are present in one container so as to give you. So each granule, each grain, each prill contains that mineral element that you so need. And again, here it is for your benefit. Because the plant is developing, Rowan, you need that early vegetative state. And note carefully, what do you have? Nitrogen, your magnesium, your sulfur, your other critical elements being your copper, your manganese, and your zinc to help that plant to develop and to grow strongly. Now, we also look at the tuberization stage. Your potassium, your phosphorus, your calcium is needed for what? Strong plants, healthy plants, so they can transition into the next phase. Rowan, explain this slide for your viewers.
All right, as it relates to fertilizer, in the initial stage of the fertilizer, you can see on our screen here, the demand for your nitrogen is somewhat minimal to low, but in terms of your phosphorus, as the plants develop, when the plants reach from about week 6 going up to week 10, the need for potassium increases because
indeed.
What you need potassium for is actually tuber development, the size of your tubers, you understand? So at that stage, you really need something that is high in that element to increase your food size.
And excellent for us, the PK 2030,
right.
Perfect for your crop. It also contains the calcium, as I mentioned earlier. So not just large tubers, but guess what? You're maintaining the shelf life and the quality, preventing the cracking and the splitting as those tubers develop. But don't take our word for it. We are going to be looking at the foliar side of the nutrition. And what you'll notice is there are more field testimonials than they are, because the farmers would have put them to work and would have benefited from them. Rowan, what did Mr. Griffiths experience here in Country Evans, Manchester?
All right, so we have this farmer here over in Manchester. After using our Omics line, there was a 45% increase in his yield. That is a significant increase in 45%.
Yes, indeed.
And what the farmer had in his blend was our Bio 20, our Fortify, and our Calmax B.
And that proves and shows the fact that if you put the right product into the plant at the right time, then you're getting the right result in terms of your NPKs. So you have that there. The secondary minerals are there, your calcium and sulfur, your magnesium, but not just that, your sea plant extract in the form of kelp and your phosphates. Wow, so much in one bottle with all micronutrients as well, your boron, your zinc, your manganese, your molybdenum and your iron. This is one product pushing the plant, giving the plant all it needs for your productive capacity.
Indeed, and just to support that, many times farmers, you go to the field. Once you're using these products, your boron, your Calmax B, you will have more marketable fruit. You won't find those cracks and stuff like that.
Or in them even being disfigured.
Right, disfigured, you understand?
Wow.
So you have more marketable fruit when you're using up your Calmax B.
Excellent stuff. So this is Ava Martin in Devon, Manchester. She uses the Miller line of products, your cytokine, your green stem, your nutrient express, and her report, of course, is increased productivity. Now, this crop run was grown in the dry season. So here is a true testament of what a green stem really does. You're talking about stress reduction, increased production, and again now, excellent return on the investment for the farmer. Smiling all the way to the bank. We talk about well-nourished plants. Plants, of course, because the miller line comes in not just NPK, but you're going to getting the micronutrients as well. You put in a cytokine and a green stem, you're stimulating cell division and root reset. You also are reducing stress conditions and reducing the delayed senescence in the crop, and again maintaining the growth in that dry period. Excellent all-around product.
Just to recap on the miller line, the express technology that is actually patented.
Yes.
Nutrient express and sugar express. So once those are applied to the plants within a 15-minute span, that starts to take effect. So that is so crucial about our sugar express and our nutrient express.
I mean, not just that. In a season when there's drought, there's high temperature. So guess what happens? There's not much work on the plant to take in these products. They move into the plant system and structure with relative ease. But run breakdown for the other viewers, because we have another line here at Carbon Chemicals, our Excel line.
Right, our Excel line, so it's a crucial, two more crucial products that can be used in potato production. We're talking about our site, which is a water-soluble fertilizer. It has double action. So it is a fertilizer, so it's high calcium and a high phosphorus. Now, once you're using a product like Saita, what this will do, it will actually reduces your level of fungal outbreak because of the photostatic effect from that high phosphorus.
Wow, that's good stuff right there. So we talk about evergreen with a complete systemic nutritional product, over 22 elements packed into a 250 or a 500 ml or 1 liter bottle. We talk about micro and macronutrients. So it's balanced with 777. It comes with the micronutrients. You're getting also your sea plant extract in the form of kelps. You're getting vitamins, you're getting plant growth regulator, and you're also getting your humic acid to aid with the uptake of all of what you're putting down. And again, these can be used both foliar in your farmers and through your drip irrigation system. So excellent product all around.
Right, and just to add to that, late blight is a big problem in Irish potato. We talk about late blight, Phytophthora. So this is a perfect tool. This combination is a perfect tool to fight Phytophthora, late blight in your potato.
Add it to your Zampro mixture, add it to your Topsin mixture, add it to your carbendazole mixture, and you're on the road right there. But don't take our word for it. The farmers and the fields have been talking. The experience and the returns on the investment is clear. And here it is, Ron. We're talking about 2 times the yield by just using Saita and Evergreen. So the farmer would have been able, in a controlled space, we did our trial, the farmer is getting 45 pounds, we're in the region of 80 going on 90 pounds, simply because of the product itself and what it does for the farmer. But not just that, we assessed also those tubers that were deformed or cracked. And what we noticed is that the control area had more of the deformity in it, and versus the control area with less. So all around we're talking about quality inputs in terms of soluble mixtures, but we need one more quality factor on, and that is your
shelf life.
Your shelf life. But we need also to combine with that approach. We have good disease management practice, we have good insect management practice, we have good granular program, we also have good seed material, and that of course is your Banba Irish potato. And here it is, Ron, that we've at Carbon Chemicals would have sat down, looked at what the market is demanding, and again to bring a plant, a cultivar to market that is good drought tolerance, good blight tolerance, good resistance to early and late blight, but not just that, all the other major diseases, Ron, the plant is immune to it. That around here is good thinking. So the farmer knows what to do now. Go to your local farm store. If you never have it, then well, next season, make sure that you're on that list to buy Banba, because you're going to need it.
And then one of the beautiful features about Banba also, in terms of the size, uniformity of size.
That's right.
The roundness of these potatoes, the uniformness, so that is what the housewife and even not the housewife, but the healers, they love the Banba potatoes over, other varieties.
Indeed, indeed.
So uniformity in terms of size and even texture and taste.
Indeed, yes, Ron. And so, that's part of the thing. But in all of this, viewers, you must be asking yourself, how much then would it cost me to grow an acre of Irish potato? And so that's what we looked at. I want to break that down for you this afternoon so you can understand exactly what we're talking about. So we looked at the nutritional side of things. We looked at both foliar and granular. We also looked at your pest management strategy, disease management strategy, and your seed input. Now the land and labor and where you are may vary, so these numbers of course will vary accordingly. Now for foliar, your pest and your disease, we're considering 8 applications. So from grow out to molding to harvest, only 8 applications here and now. And so if you look at the numbers, depending on where you are, we're looking at approximately $301,000 run to grow an average an acre of Irish potato. But where Banba is concerned, Ron, we've made some assumptions. We're saying that we're getting $100 a pound, right? But look at the yield and the return per bag of potato seed. We're talking about in the region of 14 to 1. What do we mean by that? For every 50-pound bags of potato you purchase, then we are looking at getting approximately over 700 to 1,500 pounds from that one bag of seed you plant, right there. Now to extrapolate that further on, we looked further and in more detail. If you plant 17 bags to the acre, we're looking at in the region of 11,000 pounds to in a region of 25,000 pounds. That's the return on the investment. Now let's do the dollars and figures. Write down the dollars and figures for us, Ron, and let the viewers understand this cost-benefit analysis table.
I mean, if we are calculating in the average market deal at $100 per pound,
yes,
the price maybe, it will be a little low at times, and
yes,
it will be far over that at times. So, we're just working an average of $100 per pound, and you're talking about those are some crazy figures in terms of return.
Yes, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. We're talking about the plan giving you 14 to 1. Let's use the lower number one. Let's use the lower figures because again, too, depending on climatic condition, maybe a drought situation, but we've tested this seed, this cultivar under all of these conditions, right, and we're getting the response.
Right. So I mean, let us speak about the lower side of the scale.
Indeed.
We're talking about the return on investment for an acre of potatoes like 1,190,000.
Exactly.
And in terms of what it takes to produce an acre of potato, $301,200. When you take away that, you're talking about $888,000 profit.
All right. So let's put it this way for the farmers. Let's say we spend $500,000 to prepare the acre, including material and seed and everything else. We have now made 100% profit.
Thank you very much.
That's the argument right there.
And that is within 10 weeks.
That's 10 weeks of crop production activity right there and then. So farmers, viewers, understand that these numbers are real. Now, we did our survey this morning for Irish potato, right? We checked the local markets. Potato herself at $250,
$250,
$290. So if we were to change the number here, then the conversation would be different. And so farmers understand that now with your Banba seeds in hand, you are now armed and ready to go produce some Irish potato. And of course, here at Carbon Chemicals, we continue to say, let's grow your yields. Now, of course, we're in the field always run. So let's break down for the viewers the week of upcoming activities.
So on Tuesday, January 23rd, will be our 4th staging for Agritech Forum in Christiana, Manchester at Zorn Moravian Church at 10 a.m. So please come out. You have your specimens, you have issues in the field. Come out and meet the CCJ technical team where we can give you technical advice to fix your problems that you're having. And
of course, with Excel Ag representative Agent Terrell will be on site on Wednesday, January 24th, the day after. We'll be having a Irish potato training session. This will be in Day Spring Church of God, and that is in Content, Westmoreland. Look out for Lee Van Bright, he'll be there. On Wednesday the 24th again too, we'll be having of course our Farming Today radio feature. So all of viewers tuning to our station Power 106 to hear from us again on another feature. Ron.
So we're on Wednesday, January 24th. So it's a farmers training on Irish potato production in Huntley, Manchester. So you're surely Dean Parker will be there.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Session. Sharing again with the farmers, and again now on the 30th of January. Our Fertilizer invasion, and this is going to be in Douglas Castle. We're going to be in Mace River. We're going to be in Cowley. It's going to be a festival of sharing with our farmers all the results from our Elixir line of fertilizer. We'll be at Benjamin's and Sons Farm Store, Nelson's Farm Store. We'll be at Bing's and Yannick's Farm Store. We'll be camping out there for the entire day, and of course we'll have farm visit tours with the different plots that we'll be doing. So look out for that. Pass through, ask the questions, get your feedback. Again, it's always going to be informative once you join us here at Caribbean Chemicals, because there's always something to know, and that's why we say let's grow your knowledge, let's grow your yield, and of course let's grow the success of your farming enterprise. Not sure if there are any questions at this time. Feel free to share your comments as we continue to share information on tidbits on how to grow your crops. Do we have any questions at this time, Georgia, technical team, on the different platforms? No questions. Well, I do thank you for your time and your attention. Feel free to reach out to us. Our contact information is on this page. On our landline, it's 757-002-224. If you would require to, if you want to go on WhatsApp, again, it's 876-401-4766. And again, our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages are always buzzing with information. So it's at Carib Jam, and you will always reach out to us for your technical consultation or field visits if you so require. And again, we just want to tell you thank you for participating, and of course, do enjoy the rest of your weekend.